We got a whole bunch of content for you on this week's weekly video fishing forecast. We have reports and events around the island. We have a preview of the digital edition of the Fisherman magazine that just came out on Monday. Tog season closes, but two other seasons are opening up. One today, one in a few days from now, and we also have top 3 surf lures that I like to use in the spring as well. Tune in for all that.
The ultimate fishing authority in the Northeast, the Fisherman magazine.
No guessing, just catching. New Explore Series fish finders keep you locked on fish with unbeatable clarity, best-in-class imaging options, and a stunning ultra-bright HD screen. There's more to explore, only with Humminbird.
Today is the 1st of May, 2025, and we're going to start by getting into the preview of the digital issue of the Fisherman magazine. So let's see what we got for you. For the surf column, we have learning from a kayak. So this is how to surf fish by using a kayak to access those surf spots that are tougher to do when you don't have one. For the inshore column, we have pro porgy tactics just in time for the season opener for porgies on Long Island. Offshore, bluefin headlines, rules, and regs. If you are a bluefin fisherman, check this one out for sure. See what is going on right now with that. And for the tackle tip, teaser talk on fluke. That season opens May 4th. I wrote that up myself. I love using teasers. Definitely incorporate that into your fluke game and you're going to up your catches tenfold.
Hi guys, I've always found this part of the rod and reel to be a little hard on your hands. That's why I created Rod Wrap, a neoprene grip that goes around the rod and reel and makes it easier on your hands. And yes, you can put a jig in it. Get yours at rod-wrap.com.
In other news, we have some season openers this week. Today, May 1st, Porgy season opens in New York. It's an 11-inch minimum size for vessel-based anglers and 9.5 for shore-based. Season will run through December 31st for recreational anglers. It's 30 fish per person per trip. And for charter and open boat, the limit extends to 40 fish per angler. That's from September 1st to October 31st. Then this Sunday, May 4th, fluke season opens as well. It's going to be 3 fish per person again this year. 19-inch minimum size from May 4th to August 1st. Then it bumps up to 19.5-inch minimum size from August 2nd to October 15th. For all additional details and other regulations, visit thefisherman.com/regulations. Now let's go to the upcoming events from around the island, see what is going on right now. Starting off, June 1st to June 30th, big surf casting tournament. That's the Surf Rats Ball. It is a catch and release striped bass tournament, and the proceeds will benefit the Kids Need More Fishing charity. $35 to enter. That is the membership fee. Then on June 6th is the Manhattan Cup Catch and Release Striper Tournament. This benefits veterans of the service, Fisheries Conservation Trust as well. Moving on, Duke of Fluke is back again. Sunday, June 29th. Sign-up begins June 1st at All Pro Market in Lindenhurst. For all the details, visit thefisherman.com/events.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
For all you surfcasters out there, I'm a surfcaster myself. I love plugging after dark, South Shore, North Shore, wherever it may be around the island. Here are my top 3 favorite lures that I like to use in the springtime for striped bass. This is a Yozuri Mag Darter, one of my top spring swimming plugs for striped bass. So this lure happens to be one of my favorite spring striped bass lures for back bays. If it's a little bit of fish on the open beach, if it's calm enough, you can throw this as well. But especially the back bays, these plugs work really well. The hardware that comes on them is already sufficient enough right out of the package. Split rings, hooks as well. These are about 2.0 hooks on here, 4X strong. This plug has a subtle wobble up top, not as aggressive as the other lures I'm going to get into. But again, there's a magnetic transfer weight in there as well, so they cast very well also. Great casting, great back bay lure. Work it slow. If the fish want a little faster, you could speed up the retrieve. It's very easy to fish this. incorporate a little twitch once in a while. Some of my favorite colors happen to be this yellow color. Bone is another effective color as well. And then on those darker nights, you can always throw a blur pole. Let's move on to the next. Next up, another highly productive spring striped bass lure for the back bays, the SP Minnow. That's the Sol Pro Minnow by Daiwa. On the smaller version, now I have to say that there is 3 versions of this. There's the small, which is in my hand. These are all small as well. There's a slightly larger version, which is very effective, and there's a big version. For the spring, I do like the small version. It comes with hooks that are just fine and split rings as well. A little bit more aggressive swimming than the Mag Darter, so it has a more of an aggressive swimming pattern to it. Casts very well also, has a magnetic ball bearing in there. You can hear that right there. So that transfers when you cast. When you load it up, it'll cast very well with light spinning tackle in the back bays. They swim about 2 to 3 feet deep, so you got to keep that in mind if you are fishing in a certain depth of water in the back bay. Some of these colors right here are my favorites. This is the chicken scratch color. Very effective. Don't ask me why, but the pattern always seems to catch fish. This one is more of a, has a holographic pattern to it. A little purple top on it as well. A little bit of shine, especially if there's a little bit of light out. And another great color. Also, always you cannot go wrong with bone. Put these in your bag if you are fishing for striped bass this spring. Now, while the last 2 lures I spoke about are more modern, these are traditional swimming lures. Everybody knows the Bomber. The Bomber has been around for a long time. This is one of the lures that everything was almost based upon, one of the original swimming plugs for striped bass surf fishing. And it's a good reason why it worked back then, and it's a good reason why it still works very well today. Now you're going to say, what's the difference between a Mag Darter, an SP Minnow, and a Bomber? They all have slight swimming differences. Obviously, the SP Minnow and the Mag Darter have a slight swimming difference, but the Bomber swims a lot different as well from an SP Minnow. It's almost a combination of both of them. Again, there's a time and place for them, and sometimes when the fish want a slightly different presentation, the Bomber is the way to go. A couple tips I can offer. There is a 3-hook version right here. This is the Magnum Long A Bomber. There's a couple different other variations. I take off the middle hook right here. It's just too much. It's too excessive. Keep on the front, keep on the back. The hooks are pretty decent out of the package on the Bomber, so you can keep them on as well. I believe they are VMC hooks. So definitely take this one off. Make it a lot easier for yourself. They don't cast as well as SP Minnows or Mag Darters, but if the fish are close right in front of you, something like this will catch them almost every time. A few of my favorite color patterns. This is the blurple color pattern. It's a purple bottom, black top. Then you have the school bus pattern over here as well. It's not a chicken scratch, but we call it a school bus Bomber. It's this little darker yellow with the black top to it. And for those very dark nights, a black Bomber. This has been a traditional striped bass killer for ages. You cannot go wrong with any of these. Now let's go around the map, brought to you by Marine Mate in Lindenhurst. Starting off, got a surf report for you. My buddy Dylan Jewell, he sent in this photo of a nice oversized striper he caught after dark in a western North Shore harbor. Really nice fish, Dylan. Took a quick picture, sent it back on its way. He caught that on a swimming plug. Ahmad also checked in with the surf report from the Brooklyn area. He was happy to let us know that the first bluefish are moving into the area. I heard of some more, but these are some of the first confirmed ones. He said he was using a Savage Gear lure to catch his first one that he heard of for the year. Then Dr. Adam A. Aguiar, he's up in Jersey, but he was fishing in Staten Island. He normally sends his pictures to Jim Hutch, but he sent me this one from the Staten Island area. Said he had a bunch of 27 to 32-inch bass caught after dark from the Staten Island shoreline with swimming plugs. Thanks again for the report, Adam. Nice job. James Sotis, he sent in a report as well from this week, said the action has been pretty spotty, but when it's good, it's been really good with plenty of double-digit sessions. That's the number of fish with good action on swimming plugs, primarily Joe Bag Swatters, all in the Huntington area. And if you do have a notable catch yourself, email me at mbroderick@thefisherman.com. I will try and get into the weekly video fishing forecast or the magazine.
Are you the best angler in the Northeast? Well, now is your chance to prove it. The Fisherman's Dream Boat Contest is back. Win this Steigercraft center console powered by Yamaha along with these other great prizes. Fish hard and weigh in as many of these species to be top on the leaderboard. What's the catch? You must be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine. All it takes is one fish on the board to win a great prize. So however you fish, you have a shot. For all the details and official rules, visit thefisherman.com.
Now let's check in with the Fisherman's Jenie Ackerman. She has an open boat special for us on sun protection. Really important stuff this time of the year.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's open boat, and you can see here I put you in the shade because we have something very important to talk about. Today is May 1st, which marks the month of skin cancer and melanoma awareness. This runs the whole month long, so I wanted to make a special open boat dedicated to skin cancer and melanoma awareness, and you'll see I have some friends that are helping out along the way too. But you're probably saying, Jenie, you're young. Why are you talking about skin cancer? We don't have to worry about that till we're like 50. No, unfortunately, with my age demographic, I just turned 25. So that 25 to 35-year-old bracket are starting to see an increase in cases of skin cancer and specifically melanoma. And it's not just that bracket that's seeing it, it's people who spend a lot of time outside, aka, you know, us fishermen. We're always outside, whether we're cleaning fish after a long trip out, or we're cleaning up our boat, or standing outside, you know, hanging, like test casting, stuff like that. We're always outside. So us anglers have to be aware of the damaging UV rays, which is why, one, I decided to film the video outside, and two, why I put up this umbrella, because me and the sun, we don't have a good history together, and I'll get right into why we don't. So I want to share my own personal story of the follies of not protecting your skin from the sun. So usually, you know, when you see me fishing, I'm covered up. I know better. I'm in a long sleeve, I have a hat on. If the shirt has a hoodie, I got the hood on too. I'm wearing sunglasses, I have on my sunscreen. I'm very aware when I'm fishing. Other times, unfortunately not. There was one case last summer where I went to the beach and it was a cloudy, windy day, so I didn't think I needed to reapply my sunscreen. I put it on once and I laid out for maybe like 5 hours, which is really a long time to be laying out in the sun. But when I got home, I looked in the mirror and my skin was the color of my shirt. And I was like, oh no, this is not good. Following that, the next day, I was fainting, getting sick, and could barely sit comfortably from the pain of the sunburn on my entire body. So due to the fact that I was severely dehydrated and blacking out, fainting all over my house, I went to the urgent care. And if you know anything about severe sun poisoning, you know you're gonna get this. And this is something I don't advise you to ever have in your medicine cabinet. Not to say like you don't need it, but you don't want it. So by avoiding sunburn and severe sun poisoning, you're avoiding this. This is never something you wanna have in your house, because you do not wanna go through the stuff that I went through dealing with this severe sunburn. And obviously it was preventable, but I spent probably a week and a half miserable, like I kid you not, rotting in my own bed because I could smell my burning skin on me. Missing out on fishing, missing out on just going out and having fun in the summertime, missed out on a lot of good bites. So this is your wake-up call to hear my story and prevent it in the future for you. I have to be more careful now, but luckily with the help of Bimini Bay Outfitters and the Melanoma Research Alliance, we can prevent this in the future. So let's get right into it by introducing you to melanoma. Melanoma is the deadliest form of skin cancer. One person every hour, every day dies from melanoma. And if you've had more than 5 bad sunburns in your life, like me, you know, I have a couple under my belt, which is nothing to be happy about, you're at more of a risk to getting skin cancer. And another big thing with people susceptible to skin cancer: fair skin, blue eyes, light hair. They're much more susceptible to getting skin cancer. So heed my warnings as I move forward. And the worst statistic, unfortunately, seen with melanoma is that cases of it have tripled within the last 30 years at a time when cancer rates for more common cancers have declined. So we've seen other common cancers decrease due to proper care. So this increase in skin cancer and melanoma could be factored into not wearing the proper protection. But the Melanoma Research Alliance is dead set on providing innovative treatments for melanoma, and they are the largest, most effective organization focused on melanoma research and teamed up with Bimini Bay Outfitters to provide you guys the protection that you need while you're out there in the sun. So when you're going fishing, long-term exposure without the right precautions can come with risks. One bad case of sunburn could put you down for the count, like it happened with me last summer. Anytime you're outside, you want to have the proper protection from the sun. So wearing a long sleeve shirt, that hoodie too, wearing a hat, sunglasses, and also your ears and your neck are high risk exposure spots. So neck gaiters, pop those on too. Sometimes your sweatshirt comes with the neck gaiter. Put that on while you're out there fishing, because it can save you from severe sunburn and future skin cancer. And then of course, you can wear sunscreen. Always pack your sunscreen too in addition to your clothing, but it's a lot easier to forget sunscreen, whereas not the clothes that you're wearing, because you know, if you walk out the door without a shirt on, you're gonna notice. If you walk out without your sunscreen in your backpack, you're probably not gonna notice. So always try to pack your sunscreen. They even make the chapstick sunscreen for your lips. And a big thing, pro tip, now that I have dealt with sun poisoning, do not buy spray lotion. Spray lotion, even when it's windy, you might not see if it's applicating on your skin. It might just blow away. And I like regular lotion because you can see where you're putting it on you, and if you've missed spots, you can see that too. Bimini Bay has worked with the MRA to develop their go-to styles like the flat V, short sleeve and long sleeve shirt, the Everglades bucket hat, and the Hatteras hoodie to be officially endorsed by the MRA for their sun protection performance. One of the great things about Bimini Bay is that they're such a prominent clothing brand that they can be found at a lot of local tackle shops, and if you can't find it, you're gonna get it online. You can order all of their products online and you can read about how they have the proper UV guard and have that seal of approval from the MRA. And now I'm gonna take you guys on a little field trip to a local tackle shop that supplies Bimini Bay Outfitters clothing. So welcome to Fisherman Supply in Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey, and they carry a wide range of all Bimini Bay Outfitters. And this right here is the featured Hatteras UV shirt that I talked about earlier in the video. And it comes in nice light colors. It also has the attached neck gaiter to protect your high risk areas like your neck and your ears. And it has the built-in hoodie. And honestly, you know, blue is my color, so I'm gonna go home with this because you can never have enough UV shirts, not even for just when you're fishing, but anytime you're out in the sun when those UV rays are high, you should probably be wearing one of these. And you know, this looks good on me. So in closing, this is a message to my generation. You want to be really mindful. I know we can be thinking we're indestructible and not have to worry about things like this till we're older, but the sooner you take care of yourself, the better you're going to be in the future and more lasting in the future. So you got to think to yourself, the sunglasses tan line you get in the summer, it's not a good look. And the fact that you'll go on the beach and fry yourself to a crisp just to attempt to get a good tan that only lasts a couple of months into the fall and winter, it's not a good look. You know, fair skin is favorable and you got less sunspots when you're avoiding the sun instead of soaking it all in. One of the biggest things is personal experience. I have a lot of family members who have dealt with skin cancer and they have to go to their dermatologist and get biopsies and get parts of their skin cut off, and now they have to wear this special sunscreen caked on their face and their body, and they always have to cover up and wear big hats. And they're always at risk of future sunspots and skin cancer coming up. So one of the biggest things that they say is they wish when they were younger that they wore the proper protection and applied sunscreen, because negligence is going to get you. You're not indestructible. Like, my generation thinks, you know, oh, I'm fine, I'm indestructible, but it's not the case. You have to be careful with all these things in the future. And thanks to Bimini Bay Outfitters and the Melanoma Research Alliance, we have one step to being closer to preventing melanoma, bringing those cases down, and preventing it for future generations to come. Because let's be real here, cancer is no joke. Cancer is real. Anyone can get it. It is life-threatening. And personally, I don't want to see any of you guys get it. I don't want to see myself get it. That's why I have a dermatologist appointment coming up to check my body for sunspots. So I ask you guys to please take the advice and the personal stories that I told you guys in this open boat seriously and put it to good use, because only you can protect your skin and your future. And just remember to check out the Bimini Bay clothing that has been approved by the MRA for your next time you're going out fishing. And it doesn't even have to be when you're fishing. It's any time you're outside. You're at a baseball game, you're gardening, you're working on your truck in your driveway. Cover up, protect your skin so you have many, many, many more years of fishing to come. Food for thought. I'll see you guys on next week's Open Boat.
Our meteorologist, Rich Von Ohlen, has a fishing and weather report. It's brought to you by Premium Bucktails. Rich.
Hey, thanks, Matt. We'll check that weekend forecast. You can always check your favorite apps, weather tools, weather sites, whatever you got. This is a general heads up, general overview on the upcoming weekend. First weekend of May, and I was out fishing the last couple of weeks in the back bays here. Had a really nice bass blitz here in the back in Nassau County. It's good to see these fish showing up, but they come and go. It wasn't like lights out the entire time. You got to kind of search for these fish and just watch for the birds, watch for the bait on your fish finder. But you get into them, get them on top water, you get them on snap jigs, you can get them on some swimming plugs. So there's some fish back there. Just got to be patient and put your time in and try to find some of the bait balls and some of the birds working. But on Wednesday, you know, a few days later, the bluefish showed up. We got these in the back bays right now, 8 to 12 pounders there. And these were also caught on some of the premium bucktail snap jigs. Love these jigs. They work very, very well. Again, wasn't lights out fishing. You had to kind of like work for them, kind of spotty, but when you did find them on top water too, it was kind of a blast getting some of these big fish again. So hopefully that continues the next few weeks. We'll see if the weekend weather cooperates too. Water temps, we had some mid-50s in the back bay, some low 50s in the ocean right now, still slowly coming up. Friday's going to be a cloudy day, but I think the wind isn't too bad. It should be fishable most of the day. Doesn't look too terrible. It gets a little bit more dicey on Saturday. South-southwest, about 15 to 20. There'll be some showers off to the west, and that front may just stall over us for the weekend. Models going a little bit back and forth on this. We'll see where it sets up. You may want to check your apps and your weather models as we get closer to the weekend, as things could change a bit. But the ocean does look a little bit dicey here for both Saturday and Sunday. Maybe Sunday afternoon it starts to get a little bit better, but not very optimistic right now. 60s, 70s for temperatures throughout the entire weekend. You know, check the Guru, one of my go-to apps. Again, I've seen these numbers changing quite a bit. Certainly looks okay for Friday, just cloudy but not bad. Saturday a little dicey, more late in the afternoon. Maybe the morning's okay, and then we start to get that wind kicking a little bit with some rain going into the day on Sunday. So we'll be cautiously optimistic for the weekend. I think Friday's good. Saturday, Sunday, you know, kind of questionable. The bays should be okay. We got the fluke season opening up on Sunday. Hopefully the wind won't be too bad. Hopefully the rain won't be too bad. And hopefully we can get into some of that bay fishing for fluke. You can also check out my forecast, Weather Express, new thing I got going on here on Facebook and YouTube. Check that out. Subscribe. And again, hopefully the weather for this first weekend of May cooperates, and especially for that fluke opener on Sunday. Have a great weekend. If you do get out, catch them up. Be safe as always. Matt, back to you.
Now let's check in with Captain Timothy O'Rourke from Montauk. Tim.
Thank you, Matt. Well, greetings everybody here in Montauk. As you can see, I'm sitting down on my boat. Everybody's working away down here. The Viking dock is actually abuzz with activity right now. And just so everybody knows, tomorrow they will start fishing for porgies out of Sag Harbor. That's the beginning of their season. And then, as everybody knows, fluke's going to open up on May 4th for fluke. Report out here. It's starting to come together. The water's still kind of cold. I made a couple little search and destroy trips just to see what was going on, marking a lot of bait, but not a ton of fish. So can't say I've been trying very hard, but just trying to run the boat and make sure it's ready. A few striped bass being picked out of the rocks and stuff here, but nothing gangbusters yet. My first trips start next week, so hopefully I'll have some more solid information and start posting some pictures and some stuff like that. So again, if you're itching to go fishing, tomorrow, May 1st, out of Sag Harbor, the Viking will be sailing for Porgies. All right, everybody, until next week, have a good one.
Let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Some stripers are being caught, not in the numbers we kind of hoped. I got a little probably over my skis last week thinking it was going to blow wide open, which it really hasn't. But there's some fish back in the bays. I've heard of a couple of fish caught in the bowls around, the beaches adjacent to the jetties. Nothing really too spectacular. No real migrators coming through yet. Did hear a report of some really nice sized blues around like the Jones Beach area, so they should be here, probably, by the end of the weekend. So that should be a lot of fun. So it's coming together. Keep getting out there, putting your time, and you're going to be rewarded. Paul Peluso got his first one. He's on the board. So they are around. They're just, a little tough to find. Again, like I mentioned last week, Manhattan Cup, Friday, June 6th, Liberty Landing. Reach out to me either with a comment below on social media, manhattancup.com. We can use captains willing to bring their boat and equipment to take out a team of veterans, anglers, or sponsors. If you'd like to fish the cup as a team of 1 to 4 guys, please join us. We get a lot of veterans out fishing. Last year, I think we had like 51. Hoping to get more guys out this year, and it's a really special day, spectacular fishing. It's going to be coming up on the June strawberry moon, so fishing's going to be good around the New York Bight. Hope you can join us. All right, back to you, Matt.
From Northport, the Cal Harbor Bait and Tackle Report.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning into the report this week. Our report covers from Stony Brook Harbor all the way down to Oyster Bay Harbor. So that's a lot of stuff in between. That's like our Centerport, Northport, Huntington areas, all the way down to the Nessequag River, Cold Spring Harbor. So the guys here at the shop really know what's going on. There's a lot of local knowledge, and we give it quite freely to many people. Don't expect us to spot burn because we respect folks that go out and give us information, but we certainly can let folks know the techniques that are working and where a fish are generally located, and that's just what fishing is all about. It's a great community. Here at the shop, we have customers have been bringing in some fantastic looking fish. We've got striped bass right now. They're being caught by surf casters. They use top water, swimming plugs, and different plugs. Surf casters love that stuff. Some people are chunking off the beach. They're doing well. Kayakers are on that tube and worm. People on the boats. Right now we're trolling. Mojos are working. Bunker spoons are working. Umbrella rigs are working. If you could set up with some nice spots to chunk in, a live line and bunker is working fantastic. Grab some clams. They're really rooting out for the clams as well. What a beautiful round out for the blackfish season. Today, as I'm talking to you, is the last day of blackfish here. It's a short spring. Started out tough, but then the water temps turned up a little bit, and our local party boat, charter captains, and some of the guys out on the boats did really well. And guess what? Fluke is starting this week. Folks are already catching fluke. The fluke have moved in on these spearing. So I'm thinking that we're going to have another fantastic year of fluke. And let's see what happens with the porgies. Porgies last year started slow, but there were tons of them in very specific spots, which is just, you got to go and prospect and find them. And then when you find them, you're on those fish. As far as bait, we've got adult bunker in the harbor mixed together with some mackerel and really nice looking spearing. So there's so much forage for the fish as they move in. Got tips from some of our customers that we build custom rods for all over the island. But the guys are down on the South Shore catching bluefish right now, which is fantastic. I haven't seen them show up on the North Shore yet, but they have come in, and that usually happens on the moon in May, April, May, it depends. But they're here now, and that's great to see. So so much to do, so much to go out and explore. Let's keep our fingers crossed for some really good weather, because when the weather's nice and people get out, they're really doing well. But I've got to tell you, even on these really crappy days, if you can call them that, where it's windy, whatever, rain, the bass fishing's been red hot. So It's on. The season started. It's beautiful. Here's great news. Our Huntington taco shop is open. It's located in Haleside on New York Avenue. It is open now. We open from May 1st to October 31st every year. It's located right in the harbor. It's so convenient for people in Cold Spring Harbor, Oyster Bay, and Centerport and Huntington area to just go down and get the freshest bait, cleanest shop, really smiles, and we're packed in with gear. So you'll always get expert advice, whether you're at our Northport shop or you're at our Huntington shop. So please go support a family business. You know, we do a lot of stuff with local people, and I think they really understand we give so much value to the dollar, and that's so important nowadays. You want to go to a place where you can get some respect, smiley face, some great knowledge, and go and have your own adventures. I hope to see you at one of our shops. Until next week, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
With the Fly and Freshwater Report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, it's me. It's Paul. I've been out guiding for the last 2 days, getting a few hours of sleep each night, but it's been pretty crazy. I did a guided trip to Connecticut up on the Farmington. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. We did have a few fish. We had about 4 fish. Nothing spectacular. Tough fishing. There were some Hendricks and a lot of caddis, but we caught 1 fish on a drive, 1 fish on a nymph, 1 fish on a streamer, and 1 fish on a wet fly. So we caught them all, you know, and it was great, you know. I also ran another trip for Chuck. He came in. He's flown in. He's you know, buying a summer house out here, and he wanted to go fishing at the Connecticut while he was out. I've guided Chuck before, and it was really good. We had a good time. What we did was we actually fished the Connecticut, and surprisingly, wasn't many people there, but it was tough fishing in the sense that the rainbows are all in spawn now, and they're not interested. They're just not interested in anything, nothing we had. But we did have fish. We caught 1 on a wet fly. We had a couple of hits on a dry fly. A crazy fly called the chamois, the chamois fly, and we also had 1 on white woolly buggers. So, you know, we figured it out. We had about 4 fish, you know, which is good. And he's learning. I told him when he comes here for the summer, he should bring a fly rod and get out to the Connecticut and fish. Now, as far as the saltwater goes, well, I've been hearing that things are really starting to kick up as far as the surf goes. I've been hearing that, you know, they're basically, though, you got to be there. It's all about the wind and the tides. Wind and tides. I did get out to the Green Island, and it was a little chilly and a beautiful night, but didn't see anything. I didn't even see any surf guys catch anything. So it was a tough night, but it's early still. You know, this is actually a late year. We had stripers last year way before this. So until next week, get out there where you can. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Go to myriverbayoutfitters.com and sign up for the newsletter and join us on our fly fishing, our saltwater meetups. Till next week, tie lines, everybody.
From Huntington, Captain Gaige.
Thanks, Matt. What's up, everybody? Captain Gaige here reporting to you from the Long Island Sound. And boy, do I got great news, guys. The water temperature is heating up. It's hovering around 53 and 54 degrees. And the fish are here, and they are chewing. So today, we were trolling mojos, and we had chartreuse versus white. They hit the chartreuse 3-1. We got 5 fish on 3 passes, and they're really starting to chew. Corey, what was the biggest fish?
It's a real fat 38-incher, Gaige.
All right, so we got a fat 38-inch. inch, and we got a couple of other big ones here. We tagged them and released them, and the fish are here. If you want to get out and catch them, head on over to sandcitycharter.com, and don't forget to sign up for Bay Rats and Buoy's first annual Striped Bass Invitational going down on Sunday, June 22nd. Register your boat today over at stripedbassinvitational.com. Wishing everybody bent rods, tight lines, and I'll see you out on the water. Back to you, Matt.
Let's check in with Chris Landry.
Thanks, Matt. Fishing remains pretty strong. You got to find the bunker. Sometimes that can be difficult, so shout out people like Lee Ron and the bunker guys netting that bunker all morning. Sometimes you guys really save the day. We appreciate your hard work. Gypsy Charters has added another smaller boat to their fleet, so hit them up. Also, June 6th to 21st, Fishing the Atlantic is doing some fluke charters on the Gypsy, so hit them up ASAP. They might be sold out or close to it. Rockfish Charters has added a 39-foot contender to their charter business. I'm excited to test that one out, go offshore on the 39-foot contender, so shout out Adrian and Fizo, that's a big move. So fishing does remain good. It is hit or miss. Sometimes you got to work for it. Get that bunker. We are getting fish on spooks now. We are getting them on top water. Last week I was wondering when we'd start getting them. We got them a couple days later on top water. So get out there. Be safe. Thank you, Matt. Peace.
Rob Greco of the Long Island Outdoorsman in Rockville Center checks in.
Hi guys, this is Robert from Long Island Outdoorsman giving you this week's fishing report. Pretty much the same as last week. Striped bass action seems to be pretty good. From Raritan Bay to Jamaica Bay to Hewlett Bay. Depending on how you like to fish, guys are getting them on the beaches, the open front beaches. Guys are getting them in the back bays. Me personally, I had a high 30-inch fish on Friday night trolling a sinking SP minnow on my kayak. Had a slot-sized fish Monday night on the same lure. Guys are doing great on the trolling mojos. Shad umbrella rigs are working really well. Sluggos casting up against the bank. I mean, they're pretty much everywhere at this point. So we can get some decent weather for the weekend. Hopefully the rain's not too bad. You guys can get out and get some fishing in. TOG ends, I believe, tomorrow is the last day for TOG. My dad actually was out last week and had a limit of TOG up to, I think, about 18 inches. So that was going really good. And bluefish are starting to show up. So a lot of people get excited about that for some hot action on some bluefish. Good thing to get the kids involved with, or for anyone. So back to you guys. Thanks.
From the Western Sound, we have Nuno Decosta from Tyalurs Tackle in Rye.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. Nuno here from Tyalurs. Another great day on the Sound today. A lot of boats reporting catches. We just got back from trolling some striped bass. Good news is the chunk bite is on also, guys, both daytime and nighttime. So guys getting some good numbers, even some bigger fish on the chunk. That being said, the striped bass fishing should continue to improve as the weeks go on, as more fish move into the western end of the Sound and more will push east and stuff. As far as blackfish, will be over by the time you guys see this. We did pick some fish throughout, other than a weekend which was blowing. And the porgy fishing should start up on May 1st, so we'll see how that goes, guys. Tight lines, get out there, get your mojos, get your umbrellas, and bring your chunking gear also, guys.
One of our newer correspondents from the West End, Ryan Charleston, checks in.
Thanks, Matt. Hey guys, Ryan here with your Western Long Island fishing report. Just as expected, Sunday's new moon brought a strong push of migrating striped bass and bluefish to the south shore of the island. Out front on the beach, striped bass have been feeding aggressively on bunker, sand fleas, and crabs. I found these fish responding best to super strike needlefish and Joe Bag Swarters on outgoing water. I had a steady pick of slot-sized fish on both day tides and night tides this week. Honestly, both have been producing equally as well so far. In the back bays and western inlets, the bite is absolutely lit up. There's a lot of bait around, and there are bass being caught anywhere from schoolie sized into the 40+ inch class. Most of the action has been right around that slot size. Super Strike darters, big metal lips, and Joe Bag swarters have all been getting the bigger fish to participate a bit more. I definitely recommend throwing some larger profiles while that bunker is still around. The spring run's off to a much better start for me compared to last season, and with the migration picking up, I'm hopeful that this next moon phase will bring a push of larger fish. The bite is on, the migration's in full swing, and it's only going to heat up more through the end of June, guys. Best of luck out there, tight lines, and I'll catch you guys next week. Back to you, Matt.
Raul Ortiz, the urban angler, checks in from around the city.
Hey guys, Raul Ortiz here, the urban angler, with my report. Fishing continues to get better and better all around the city, Long Island Sound and Hudson River. On the Hudson River, you got fish from schoolie size to about 45 plus pounds. Them fish should be on their way back down to the city any day now. Here in the city, you can catch anything from schoolie size to about 25 plus pounds. And in the Long Island Sound, you can catch anything from schoolie size to about 30 plus pounds. And now we had a nice run of fish on the South Shore. Most of the fish were like schoolie size to about 20 plus pounds. And I'm sure there's some bigger ones around. But I can tell you this right now, guys, it's time. It's time to be out on the water, man. I went out the other night. I was using Joe Bag swarters and SP minnows. It was lock and load fishing pretty much for 4 hours. Non-stop action with all the pretty much slot size fish you wanted, with your occasional fish from 15 to 20 pounds. It was lock and load, guys, you know, and what was crazy, it was not even one person out there. Nobody fishing in the middle of the night out east in Long Island, and I was very surprised to not see one person out there hustling, you know, doing their thing, grinding, whatever you want to call it. But the time is now. You have a nice run of bluefish. Most of them are like cocktail to snapper size. I haven't really seen nothing bigger than that, but some choppers should be coming through any day now. Anyway, you know, it's time to get out there, guys. I want to give a quick shout out to my boys, Steven, Joe, Scott, Frank, Brandon, Wilbur, Raul, Nick. Thank you for your photos and reports. I appreciate it. And keep up that hard work, guys. I know it's not easy. You know, for some it's easier and for some it's harder to catch these fish. There's some people just catching their first fish right now. But you know what? You gotta grind, guys. You gotta grind. You gotta do your thing and get out there. If you're not out there, you're never gonna know. Anyway, tight lines to all. Thank you all, guys, for your pictures and reports. And everybody else, tight lines. Good luck and get out there. Back to you, man.
From the Western Sound, Andre Montgomery, what do you got for us?
Hey, Matt. Thanks. This is Andre coming to you from the Long Island Sound. We're reporting to you about the striped bass. Right now, you cannot miss if you go out for some striped bass. We went searching for some porgies yesterday, just an exploratory trip. We did a half-a-mile drift. We did 5 drops. We didn't get one hit from porgies. We got one striped bass up Oyster Bay area. That's where we went, but nothing. So we came back down here today, which is the last day of black fishing. And boy, let me tell you, the blackfish are on fire. They know what they're doing when they only give you 1 month, because right now the blackfish are starting to turn on in full force. And then we have the island current right now. The island current, they're doing their thing right now with the striped bass. They did do a blackfish trip last week, but it didn't pan out too good. But the striped bass, they're doing it, and they're going to be sailing every day this Thursday for until November for porgy. So once again, this island current fleet, they're going to start their porgy fishing tomorrow, and they're going to fish from tomorrow on through October. Fishing for real.
From Sheepshead Bay, Captain Cal.
Fishing Atlantic, checking in from Jamaica Bay, Sheepshead Bay, Breezy Point area. I'm actually at Dick's, just stocking up, getting all my necessities ready for fluke season. That's opening up Sunday, so we'll be transitioning over to fluke. We still have excellent reports of striped bass coming up this week. We got a lot of oversized striped bass coming in, so bigger fish are in the area, as well as more bunker moving into the bay. Some of the effective strategies and techniques that are working are you can use something like a Yozuri all silver, call that the silver bullet, as well as an SP minnow in bone. very effective. A lot of our members are catching right now, very successful. And as far as fluke, we're going to start switching over to the bucktails. So make sure you have various sizes for different presentations, as well as some gulp and different sizes and varieties as well. So Sheepshead Bay boats will be switching over to fluke come this Sunday. Gypsy, Ocean Eagle, to name a few. So now is the time. Get on out there, y'all.
The Fisherman magazine also has an apparel store. We have hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts for you all. They're online now, and it's free shipping still with orders over $100. It's a great gift for yourself or that fisherman in your life. Visit thefisherman.com/shop or click on the card in the upper right. And if you'd like to be a correspondent for the weekly video fishing forecast, reach out to my producer, Tim, at libayrat@gmail.com. We are officially in the month of May. It is May 1st. Porgies open today. There'll be a lot of porgies in the Sound, in the Peconics as well. This is the time to be there. Those big humpback porgies are there right now. Get on that while you can. The head boats are heading out for them. Boats out of the Peconic, boats out of Shinnecock as well. Definitely get on one of those trips. Also, for all you fluke fishermen out there, May 4th is the big day, and May the 4th be with you, because if you're going fluking, hopefully the bite is good. There should be fish around. I already heard of some being caught by some of my local sources, a little bit of catch and release. So it's definitely worth it to get out there during this early portion of the fluke season. Remember those regulations, remember those limits, have fun. Send me those pictures if you get them, and we will see you next week.